The phrase mind over body has echoed across centuries, cultures, and disciplines, capturing a fascinating truth. While our bodies shape the boundaries of our existence, it is often our minds that determine how far we can go. The relationship between the mind and body is intimate and complex, woven through philosophies, spiritual traditions, scientific inquiry, athletic achievement, and the challenges of everyday life. Let's explore how this concept has shaped human understanding, from ancient wisdom to modern breakthroughs, and discover the practical lessons we can draw from the enduring power of mental resilience. In the world's oldest traditions, the interplay of mind and body is central to the pursuit of mastery, peace, and even enlightenment. Ancient philosophers and spiritual teachers recognized that our thoughts, emotions, and inner narratives hold profound sway over our physical experience. In Stoicism, for example, wisdom lies in understanding what we can control, chiefly our own thoughts and reactions. External events and bodily sensations may be beyond our command, but the mind can choose how to interpret and respond to them. This inner freedom, Stoics believed, forms the bedrock of strength and tranquility. Eastern philosophies echo this perspective. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises not from pain itself, but from our attachment to it, our mental clinging, resistance, and fear. Through meditation and mindfulness, practitioners learn to observe sensations without judgment, cultivating a steady awareness that can transform even the most intense discomfort. Yoga, too, sees the mind as the master of the body. Physical postures are only a small part of the practice. The true goal is to quiet the fluctuations of the mind, unlocking a sense of unity and control that transcends bodily limitations. These traditions offer concrete practices, meditation, mindful breathing, disciplined reflection that train the mind to regulate the body's responses. Studies have shown that such practices can lower stress hormones, slow the heart rate, and ease pain, confirming what sages have intuited for millennia. The mind can shape the body's reality. Modern science, far from dismissing these ancient insights, has begun to illuminate the mechanisms by which the mind influences the body. One of the most compelling examples is the placebo effect. When people believe they are receiving a treatment, even if it's a sugar pill, their bodies often respond as if the treatment were real. This is not mere imagination. Measurable changes occur in the brain, immune system, and even the healing of wounds. Belief, expectation, and the stories we tell ourselves can trigger genuine biological responses. Neuroscience has also revealed the astonishing adaptability of the brain, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. Through sustained mental effort, focused attention, repeated practice, visualization, the brain can rewire itself, forming new connections and even compensating for injuries. Stroke survivors, for instance, have regained lost abilities through intensive mental and physical training, literally reshaping their brains to overcome damage. Psychology builds upon these discoveries with powerful tools for harnessing the mind's influence over the body. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helps people recognize and reframe unhelpful thought patterns, reducing anxiety, depression, and even chronic pain. Visualization techniques, imagining successful outcomes or rehearsing movements in the mind, are used by everyone from recovering patients to elite athletes, activating neural pathways that prime the body for real-world performance. The world of sports and high performance provides some of the most dramatic demonstrations of mind over body. For elite athletes, physical training is only half the battle. Mental resilience, focus, and self-belief are often what separate the good from the great. Marathon runners, for example, face the infamous wall, a point of overwhelming fatigue where the body pleads to stop. Those who push through often credit mental strategies, breaking the challenge into smaller goals, focusing on breath, repeating motivating mantras, and visualizing the finish line. Military training, martial arts, and extreme sports all emphasize the cultivation of mental toughness. Through exposure to discomfort, stress, and even pain, practitioners learn to override instinctual urges to quit. They develop an inner dialogue that reframes suffering as growth, fear as excitement, and setbacks as opportunities to adapt. In these crucibles, the mind's ability to command the body becomes a tool for survival and transformation. But mind over body is not reserved for monks, scientists, or athletes. It is a principle that shapes our daily lives, often in subtle but profound ways. Consider the experience of anxiety, a racing heart, shallow breath, tense muscles. While the body reacts to perceived threats, we can use mental techniques to intervene. Controlled breathing, for instance, sends signals to the nervous system that it is safe, calming the body and quieting the mind. Visualization of peaceful scenes or positive outcomes can shift our emotional state, reducing stress and restoring clarity. In moments of fatigue, whether at the gym, at work, or facing a personal challenge, we often encounter the voice of resistance. "I can't go on," it whispers. But with practice, we can learn to reframe discomfort as a sign of progress, to see obstacles as temporary, and to draw upon reserves of willpower we didn't know we had. This is not about denying pain or ignoring the body's signals. Rather, it is about recognizing that our beliefs and mental habits can either limit us or set us free. Breaking bad habits is another arena where the mind's influence is decisive. Habits are formed by repeated patterns of thought and behavior, often outside our conscious awareness. By bringing mindful attention to these patterns, questioning their origins, and substituting new intentional actions, we can reshape not only our behaviors, but also the neural circuits that sustain them. This is the essence of self-mastery, using the mind to rewrite the story of the body. So, what practical lessons can we draw from the principle of mind over body? First, it reminds us that our experience of life is not determined solely by physical circumstances. We have the capacity to interpret, reframe, and respond to whatever arises, cultivating resilience in the face of adversity. Second, it encourages us to train the mind with the same dedication that we train the body. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, visualization, and positive self-talk are not luxuries. They are essential tools for health, performance, and well-being. Third, it invites us to embrace discomfort as a teacher rather than an enemy. When we encounter pain, fatigue, or fear, we can learn to observe it with curiosity, to explore its boundaries, and to discover the freedom that comes from non-reactivity. Over time, this builds confidence, not just in our ability to endure, but in our power to transform suffering into growth. Finally, the idea of mind over body encourages compassion, both for ourselves and for others. We recognize that everyone faces invisible battles, that mental habits and beliefs shape not only what we do, but how we feel. By cultivating understanding, patience, and empathy, we support each other's journeys toward greater mastery and fulfillment. The journey of mind over body is not about domination or denial. It is about partnership, learning to listen to the body's wisdom while guiding it with the vision and intention of the mind. It is about unlocking potential, embracing challenge, and discovering that the boundaries we encounter are often more flexible than they appear. Throughout history, those who have explored the frontiers of mind and body have left us a rich legacy of practices, insights, and stories. From the quiet depths of meditation to the roar of the stadium, from the struggles of recovery to the triumphs of everyday courage, we see the same truth reflected. While the body sets limits, it is the mind that often decides whether we stop at them or go beyond. In our own lives, we can choose to engage with this principle every day. Whether facing a difficult conversation, striving for a personal goal, or simply seeking peace amidst chaos, we can remember the power we hold. With patience, practice, and faith in our own capacity for growth, we can harness the extraordinary interplay of mind and body, turning obstacles into opportunities and limitations into new horizons. The path is not always easy, but it is always open for those willing to explore the true extent of their inner strength.